Hey, welcome to Digging into the Bible. My name is Jim Barnard. This is a production of Tiller Coaching. All right, well, it's day 67, and I am pumped. I love today's parable. It is on par with the whole Tiller parable of the sowers to me. I think this is an amazing story, and because of it, I should probably not waste time because I have a lot to say. Let's go ahead and dig in. This is Matthew chapter 25, starting at verse 14. For it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted him to his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he also who had the 2 talents came forward, saying, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Here I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also who had received the 1 talent came forward, saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. So here, have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I scattered no seed? Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. For to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. What a good parable. Oh my gosh. So there's so many layers to this. The first one I want to call out is just the roles, man. There's a master and then there's servants. And I love the concept of us being a servant to our master. Obviously God the Father being our master, and we get to serve him. This isn't slavery. This isn't, abuse. This is like us joyfully serving our master because he's kind to us and he's benevolent, and it's a good arrangement for us. And so if you don't view God as your master, someone to follow and listen to, maybe today's the day that you can start viewing it that way. And I know there's other analogies of God, like as a father, as a friend, so on and so forth. But I think that sometimes it's worth giving him the honor of saying, You're my master. What would you like me to do? Okay, so what seems really interesting to me on top of that is the fact that the master gives all this money. So the guy that gets 1 talent, the kind of the helpless servant, man, that's a lot of money. Think back to when we were talking about the talents the first time and how much that's worth. That's worth 20 years' wages for a standard laborer, which is like, in today's economy, $500,000. Like, this 1 talent that he went and buried in the ground, like, that's a ton of money. What are you doing, bro? And I know that, like, maybe that heightens it. Like, I didn't want to lose it, so I just played it safe. But it's a sizable amount of money that has been entrusted to the servant. What seems obvious to me here is that this servant that got the 1 talent, it seems like he's never done anything like this before. The first 2 servants, this isn't their first rodeo, it seems like. They get right to work. They know exactly what to do. They seem very confident about it. And, if I'm the guy with the 1 talent, I see them like, okay, like, here we go. hey guys, like, I'm so sorry. Like, have you done this before? Because I don't know what I should be doing. Like, what's the best thing to do here? But old boy does not venture to do that at all. He just buries it. Like, why not reach out to someone else for help? If you're not sure what to do and someone else has been down this road, man, like, what an opportunity. What a missed opportunity by this servant. And really, like, it speaks into the power of coaching. Like, I don't know everyone's like suffering exactly the way that they do, but I do know suffering. I do know the expectation gap. And so, like, you don't know how to handle that? Hey, maybe that's a good thing to do. Reach out, get some help. If nothing else, I can just be there for you and encourage you. But maybe I've been on this rodeo before. And that's what I think that these two first servants, they've been on that rodeo. The second thing that stands out is that the guy with one talent doesn't bother to stop the master. Now, I know that that's probably a radical thought. That probably doesn't feel like a kosher move. Like, hey, sir, I'm so sorry. Like, don't be mad at me, please. I'm so sorry. Like, I just don't know what to do. Like, what do you expect me to do? What would be the best case scenario here? Like, can you just give me that moment? Give me an answer? I think he could have done that, and he didn't. And so I think one of the biggest points here to me is, like, if you're not going to ask other people for help, maybe that's fine, but ask your master for help. Like, I don't think that he wants to just leave you high and dry. In this story, it just says that he left, and it feels very abrupt. But I think the servant could have stopped him and could have asked the question, and he would have freely answered and helped him out. And that's what I think. So that's what I draw out of this parable. There's so much more to it. I think the way that we handle money is important. And wow, I'm so over time. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I bid you well to be the best servant possible today. Yeah. All right. With that, I will see you tomorrow.